See, you guys always talk about that championship stuff. I try to tell y'all, all these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me.
I like where guys just tighten their belt up and say, you know what, let's go to work. We just got to get better. Yeah. We got to play harder. We got to play smarter. Instead of just, where's the grass greener? I'm going to go there and win a championship.
If you ain't driving the bus, don't walk around talking about you're a champion. If you riding the bus, I don't want to hear it. Come on, Shaq, tell them. All these guys walk around with these championship rings. Hey, y'all bus riders.
I think it devalues that. You're not climbing the mountain, you're taking a helicopter to the top.
When it comes to one Kevin Durant, there's absolutely no doubt he's one of the most skilled, talented, gifted players the game has ever seen. And what makes KD truly special and unique, he's built like Bob McAdoo, 7 feet tall, but has the smoothness, the grace of someone like George Gervin. There is currently no human being alive who questions KD's skill, talent, and overall ability. But what we do question is leadership, mental toughness, and why he constantly needs multiple All-Stars everywhere he goes.
How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
It's true.
It's fairly obvious Kevin Durant post-2016 is one of the most polarizing players in league history. And looking at guys like Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, as well as myself, I classify us as Kevin Durant critics. As it comes to KD, what's our biggest knock on him? This guy, time and time again, needs super teams to win championships, and for those championships, he was a bus rider, not the driver. And looking at KD's post-Golden State career, I think it's proven that time and time again. As of course in Brooklyn, this guy was handed the keys to the franchise, handpicked his teammates, the coaches, got inputs on trades. Kevin Durant in Brooklyn quite literally got everything he wanted. But after a few years, jump ship demanded a trade, and it was headed to Phoenix. Now KD's time in Phoenix, well, it has been short-lived, the exact same problems you saw in Brooklyn.
This is over, it's embarrassing. I forgot DeAndre was going to be injured, but the bottom line is it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Props to you. An absolutely pathetic, awful performance.
Just give me the rocket out the way so I can shoot. Watch. Almost.
Like every superstar in league history, yes, they all lose playoff series. But the way KD's lost his series, I mean, they've been excruciating, brutal, and sometimes just downright embarrassing. The most embarrassing being not one but two first-round sweeps versus Tatum, as well as Anthony Edwards.
10 to shoot. Edwards. Oh! Durant trying to guard him. Edwards around the double team. Gotta look. Butter.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
I think Durant's biggest problem for his overall legacy, guys like Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley, their critiques of Kevin Durant, till this day, are still true and relevant, as KD post-Golden State has really done nothing. And when KD fires back at someone like Charles, I mean, his retorts, they just kind of fall flat and have no merit to them. I mean, look at this post right here. Barkley in his day played with Moses and Dr. J, 2 Hall of Fame players. Also, Hakeem and Pippen. What KD was trying to say that Barkley, just like himself, had tons of Hall of Fame help.
It's not the same!
Now, adding some context to those pictures, Charles in Philadelphia, yes, played with Dr. J, as well as Moses. But Charles was drafted to that team. That's very, very important. Also, Julius Erving at that time really past his prime, and Moses, still an all-star, but not prime Moses. Now that second picture, Barkley, Hakeem, and Pippen. In this instance, yes, Charles left one team to join another team. But this Rockets team, Olajuwon past his prime, Pippen also past his prime, and Barkley himself not in his prime. And look, of course Charles Barkley, he is ringless, never won a championship, we all understand that. But Charles Barkley's so-called help, not even comparable to Kevin Durant. KD in his career, Westbrook, MVP caliber. James Harden, the back end of his career, but still an all-star. Kyrie Irving, the best years of Kyrie, and in Phoenix, has Devin Booker, a borderline top 10 player. KD's lack of rings post-Golden State and pre-Golden State has nothing to do with lack of help or roster construction, as at every single turn has had superstar help, all-star help, great role player help, and great depth. Why Kevin Durant has no championships post-Golden State or pre-Golden State, is 1, due to him not being a bus driver, and 2, due to numerous playoff chokes.
Bad pass, in trouble entangling from Barnes, and takes the shot.
Oh, he's choking. He's choking.
On this side. 1:25 to go. Durant for Thompson. Rebound Durant.
You blew it!
And looking past Charles Barkley at Stephen A. Smith, look, Stephen A., not the biggest fan of this guy. He's a loudmouth and airbag, and honestly, kind of annoying. But Stephen A.'s critiques of Kevin Durant, every single time, they're accurate and on point. Hate the guy all you want, but on this issue, he went 100% dead on. And for KD, that makes his blood boil. And I'll defend Stephen A. Smith on one thing. Yes, he wasn't an NBA player, a great college player, really not even a great basketball player in general. But Stephen A. Smith, being the analyst he is, the low-tier analyst he is, even he can see Kevin Durant's legacy has some major holes in it. And what I kind of equate it to is going to a restaurant, a 5-star restaurant. The chef is an all-time chef, but on this night, just serves some absolutely raw steak, undercooked steak, that you, the customer, reject and send back to the kitchen. Now, of course, you're not a 5-star chef at that level, but even you, the consumer, just the average Joe, can see this steak, it's not a good steak.
It's raw, Melissa!
Yes, chef.
The same thing goes for KD's legacy. I don't have to be an all-star, an NBA player, or a Hall of Fame to recognize Kevin Durant's legacy has tons of holes in it. And look, KD post-Golden State has had every opportunity, every chance to prove me wrong. And time again, does the opposite and actually proves me right. Durant will never admit this, but if he could do it over again, him going to the Warriors would simply not happen. In some other parallel universe, Durant, he's in Miami, Boston with the Knicks, or still in OKC with Russell Westbrook. In some alternate universe, Kevin Durant does not go to Golden State, ruin his legacy and his overall rep.
I take it all back! Everything, I take it all back!
And last thing I'll say regarding Kevin Durant, his beef with Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley, the problem with KD's legacy, yes, he's iconic, a great player, an all-timer. But the guy he's attached to is Steph Curry, who's more iconic, more noteworthy, and is a more important player for the 21st century. And if you guys were around in 2014, 2013, when Durant was mid-20s, early 20s, this guy to a lot of people was the next guy up as the face of the NBA. Durant's 2016 decision, it ruined a ton of stuff for him. First off, being the face of the NBA. Second off, his legacy, his all-time ranking standing. And third, he lost the respect of a lot of NBA fans, as well as former players.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
And he might say, well, I don't care what those people say. They're just loudmouths. They're just talking to talk. And that's fine. Durant can say that. But deep down, this guy loves basketball and loves being talked about in a positive light. And if he didn't, he wouldn't be on Twitter with burner accounts responding to Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley 24/7. So that right there is the end of the video. And once again, Kevin Durant, phenomenal talent, highly skilled player, but his overall legacy, it's definitely polarizing and highly controversial. And in these final chapters of his career, yes, he'll put up eye-popping stats, get his 30 points, he'll put up great numbers. But what Kevin Durant still needs is a championship post-Golden State. If you ask me, he is never gonna get that. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.